This is my reaction to Dan Vasc doing a Nessun Dorma, Giacomo Puccini's Turandot cover music video. Let's commence.
Nessun dorma, nessun dorma.
Dan Vasc giving us a classical performance here. Man, oh man, he's enunciating beautifully. Can I say that? Those R's. It's just working beautifully for Dan Vasc here. A few seconds in, and this talented young man's already showing us his capabilities on full display, ladies and gentlemen. He has that ability. He has that skill. He just pulls you in with all of his performances, ladies and gentlemen. And it only takes him a few seconds to hook you, and that is what he's already done here. Nessun Dorma. You know, we did the Luciano Pavarotti cover of this song as well, and you know, the Maestro pulling that one off beautifully. But now here we have a Maestro from Brazil, Dan Vasc, giving us his version, and this thing is going to be awesome. I promise you that. Let's keep going.
Nella tua fredda stanza guardi le stelle che tremano d'amore e di speranza.
Dan Vasc, man, you're not just a tough guy. You have the ability to give us beautiful vocals. That's what you do, Dan Vasc. You know what I mean? And this is just no different. So far, it's just the classical vibe going along. Usually, Dan hits us with a metal version of this stuff. I don't know if this one's gonna blow up later on and do some metal vibes. It could just do the classical vibes all the way through, and I'd be fine with that as well. Why? Dan Vasc's voice. That is always the thing that you have to focus on. So whether they rock you with the guitars or they don't, it's all about Dan's voice. And he never drops that ball. We've established it very early on in the run of me reacting to Dan Vasc videos. This young man does not drop the ball. He delivers every single time, and he's doing it yet again. Nessun Dorma style. I'm digging the vibe on the music video as well. It's almost like a Dan Vasc floating head along with a floating mic, and it's just giving us a nice vibe there. But obviously the man's vocalization here is just stunning. It's beyond epic, ladies and gentlemen. It just flies out there, flies to outer space. It's massive in terms of its size, and this young man's skill to just project his voice that hugely, it is a skill that must be appreciated, ladies and gentlemen. It's a skill that must be cherished. You can't let this slip. You gotta just give Dan Vasc his props, and that's what I'm doing. Danny, props to you. Awesome performance once again.
And il mio bacio scioglierà il silenzio che ti fa mia.
Oh my wow, wow, wow. The only thing missing from that performance, can I be honest with you for a second? The only thing missing at the end, after he was absolutely awesome, brilliant, and amazing, when he finished off being that amazing, he should have had a handkerchief. You know what I mean? He should have had a handkerchief and he should have thrown that one out there to just to show us those Maestro Dan Vasc vibes. Because that's what he did with that performance, ladies and gentlemen. That's a performance that would have done Pavarotti proud as well. This young man, Dan Vasc, oh man, floating along effortlessly. It's kind of unfair when you think about it. Some dudes get all the talent, and that's what Danny Vasc got, ladies and gentlemen. That voice of his. Doesn't matter what style you want, classical, metal, hard rock, throwback, pop. It doesn't matter. This man's gonna give you all the vibes all the time with no mistakes, ladies and gentlemen. He didn't slip up in that one. He absolutely elevated that track. He absolutely made that track oh so fantastically massive. No doubt about that. Massive scale there to what Dan Vasc pulled off. And the control that it takes to be able to do that. Just the control in terms of your voice, your breathing, all of those technical aspects of it. Effortless for Dan Vasc here, ladies and gentlemen. Nessun Dorma by way of Dan Vasc being absolutely, utterly, unequivocally phenomenal. Thank you very much. This is just an utterly cinematic piece of music, ladies and gentlemen. It fits itself in so beautifully with any moving images. It's just beautiful, and this aria is featured in the soundtracks of so many movies, including New York Stories, The Sea Inside, The Sum of All Fears, The Mirror Has Two Faces, Bend It Like Beckham, Chasing Liberty, No Reservations, Goon, The Upside, and even Mission Impossible Rogue Nation. That was a great movie. But this song just, it lends itself, this piece of music, it lends itself so wonderfully to the magnificent, to the epic. And that's what Dan Vasc is. He's a magnificently epic singer. And it was no surprise to me that he absolutely smashed his version of this song, ladies and gentlemen. He absolutely just owned that one. Excellent job by Dan Vasc. Dan Vasc just keeps on delivering the magnificence. This was yet another stellar performance.